Today I am working in MM10. We're all in this together, which is our MM10 course that a group team of us have gotten together to work on. And I am going to show you what to do if you would like to move a block. All right. For instance, we had a bunch of these blocks. I'm going to take this one and open it up. Make sure I've got my editing on. That's the first thing you need to do. No, I do not. Turn editing on. All right, and say, let's say we want to move the calendar. We want to move the calendar to a different place. We're going to go to Configure Calendar Block. You see it here? It's the little arrow, or click off of that. You can just do your little settings wheel. See where it says? Same thing. Configure Calendar Block. So I'm going to go there. And I'm going to look at just the calendar block. And configuring means setting up all the processes within it. Now, I know that probably this doesn't happen to you, but on occasion, when I first started working on this, I would think that I had switched it, say, to the left side or to the right side, and come to find out I had not. But there are two places that you need to do this. It says where this block appears. The original block location is MM10. We're all in this together. You want it to display on any type of course main page. And your default region now is to the right. Say we want to move this to the left. So we go to the left. We may have to check the default weight on the information, the block that's at the top of the left. They may interact with each other, but we'll worry about that later because it may not happen. I do want it on this page. I do want it to be visible. So you see, you filled out that top page, but then you have to do this on this page. So you say, yes, I want it to be visible, and yes, I want it to go on the left. I'm going to click left. Leave the weight the same because it may be that that's fine. And let me show you something on weight. I talked about this in our managing the blocks video, but I'm going to mention this. It's pretty important. You see where it says -10? That's first. So if I definitely wanted to make that first and make it so that it's always first, I'll list it as -10. Here at 0, it's in the middle. Now, yesterday I moved a couple of blocks to the left and I gave them the number 5. So they're just kind of in the middle somewhere. And that would be in relationship to your other blocks. So 0 is exactly in the middle. And that's fine. So there we go. We're going to save these changes. And then we'll check and see what happens. Okay. Okay. Just as I suspected. You see, it's down, it's second. So if I wanted it to be first, I would have to give it like the -10 number probably. Let's see. Let's look at this navigation block. Just out of curiosity. Let's see what it is. Maybe that's a thing, maybe a block we just can't do anything with. Allow the user to dock the block. Yes. Display categories as links. No. Trim mode. Trim characters from the right. How many characters to trim? Generate navigation where this block appears. Oh, it's a system. Okay, so that explains it. Original block location. Display on any pages. Do you see it says it's a 0? But it was there first, so I would imagine that that's why it got precedence. Plus, it's a system original block. Okay, and then on this page, yes, it's visible. Yes, the region is and the weight is 0. All right, so we're just going to cancel that because we didn't want to change anything. We just wanted to look at it. All right, now what we're going to do is we will take the calendar and readjust it so it'll go back over on the left. Before we do that, let's look exactly and see where it is. Latest announcement, and then the calendar. Okay, let's see what latest announcement is. See what its weight is. 7. Okay, so the 5 would come after it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we don't want to do anything with that. We just wanted to look at the weight. So see, the default region and the weight are the two factors that you need to do for the whole block and then for that particular page you're looking at before it will change. So if it's not changing, it's probably something in that area. I found that out the hard way. Okay, here we go. Configure the calendar block. Here we go. And then, so we don't care about this. We haven't changed this, but we did change this. So we're going to move it back to the right. We're not going to change the display weight, the default weight. And yes, we change it to the left here on this page. And we will change it back to the right and leave everything else alone because we didn't change anything else. So let's find out what happens. Here we are. So remember the latest announcements, it's a 7, so it's pretty high up. It's going to be high up on the list. And then your 5, your 0, then everything else is here. Everything else is back to normal. Now you don't want a whole string of blocks like on the right. You want to move some of those around. And I did take the sharing cart. I moved it over to the right. To the left, excuse me. I moved the people to the left, and I moved the blog menu to the left. So that gives us a fairly balanced page. Now, it can be any place you want it to be. The problem is when everybody has their own eye, visualization images, and some things are going to react better to them than if they're on the left or the right. We talked about that earlier in my other video on this. So let's see, but I think this is pretty good. If you were to move the blog menu, you would need to take something of equal value or weight or space and move it to the left. If you're going to move the sharing cart, you'll need to move something else back over because otherwise this will be really out of balance. The pages will be large. It'll be cumbersome to deal with. And I thank you very much. If you will take a look at my video, I'd appreciate it. And give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Turn editing off. And